Hi, it's Nikki from Thread Collective. Today I wanted to have a talk to you about linen and flax. Flax has been one of the oldest yarns that have been spun throughout history, and the linen fibres that we produce today are absolutely beautiful to weave with, knit with, and work in many other crafts. So firstly, I just wanted to introduce you to the flax fibre. Now, a lot of people may know flax or use the term interchangeably with linen. Flax in its fibre form, once it's spun into yarn, is generally classified as linen. So there you go, that's the flax fibre. That's raw. It's been processed to a point that it's ready to spin. Now this is the flax fibre from Ashford. It is available on the website, but we're not really going to talk about flax for spinning. Today I want to focus on fibre, on the yarn and the linen that we have here. Now, one question I get all of the time is questions around the yarn sizes for linen. Now, linen is an NEL count, and it's very different to the English cotton count and the metric NM count. So I'm just going to explain what the NEL count and how to measure it is. So essentially, and not to confuse all of the people in the metric society of today, but a linen is measured in how many 300 yard skeins can fit into 1 pound of yarn. So as like all of the yarn counts, the bigger the number, the finer the yarn. And the second number refers to the number of plies. So a 16-2 is a size 16 yarn, 2 plies. A 12-4 is a size 12 yarn and with 4 plies. So I'm just going to go through a few of the different yarns, the linen yarns that we have, linen blends that we have, and show you an example of the different sizes and how they compare to some of the other yarns that you're maybe used to using or that you just wanted to experiment with. Okay, so firstly I'm going to start with one of the larger linen yarns that we do have available on the website, and it's the Maurice Brassard 12-4. Now this is a Belgian linen. You can see there that it's like a lightweight fingering, almost like equivalent to a 4-ply sock yarn. And it is actually very similar in sizing to our 8-4 cotton. So I'm just going to show them side by side here, if I can get my hands in the right position. So see that? The white, the natural one there is the 8-4 cotton, and the raw linen is the 12-4 Maurice Brassard linen. So this one is available in the 12-4 and also a 12-2 in raw and in bleached. I'm now going to show you the 16-2 and to show you how much finer that is to the 12-4. So again, the bigger the number, the finer the yarn, and then the second number refers to the ply. So not only is a 16 going to be, a size 16 yarn going to be finer than the size 12 base yarn, once they're plied together, there's only 2 plies in the 16-2, whereas there was 4 plies in the 12-4. So there you go, you can see the difference there, and I hope I've made that clear. It's really quite fine. It's less than half the size of that 12-4. Now this is the Venne linen. This is the raw colour. It's also available in a range of other colours. So I'm just going to show you, this is some of the colours, and you can see once they're dyed, they have this beautiful sheen to them. Now, linen is a fibre that can feel a little bit harsh in hand when you're touching it, but rest assured, once you've finished it, you're using it, you've got heat into it, it actually begins to soften up. And over time, if you've used some vintage linens or even some of the linen clothing that you can get, it will soften up. It will have beautiful drape. It's got beautiful breathability. Now, so that was the 16-2. I'm now going to talk about the 24-2 from Maurice Brassard. This is the French linen. It's also described on their sample cards as a 9-2 linen, but the 9-2 is the English cotton count equivalent. So just to hopefully not confuse you, this is actually a very fine yarn. I'm going to show you this here, and I'm going to compare it back to the 16-2. So the 16-2 Venne would be equivalent to a 6-2 cotton. The the Maurice Brassard French linen, that would be the equivalent to a 9-2 cotton. So I'm not sure if you can see that there. The blue is much finer than the pink yarn there. So the Maurice Brassard linens, that's just some of our colours. Now when you're selecting yarns, we have most of our yarns available with sample cards. So this is the Maurice Brassard linen card. It shows all of the 9-2 up the front, and then all of the different linens that are available. Some of them are by special order, but we do have most of them in stock. So that's the linen. And then I wanted to talk to you about cotton blends, cotton linen blends. So sometimes they're called as nunlin blends if they come depending on the country of origin, but generally Cottolin is what they're called. So Cottolin can be done in, or a Cottolin yarn can be done in two different ways. We've got quite a few brands where they blend the fibers prior to spinning. So with the Maurice Brassard, this is the 8-2 Cottolin. So an 8-2 Cottolin would be the equivalent of a 22-2 NEL count. But because it has been blended with the cotton, it's classed on the website as an 8-2. Now this yarn has been, the fibers have been blended together prior to the spinning of the yarn. Okay. Similar goes with the Venne Cottolin. So again, this can be either classed as an 8-2 or a 22-2 linen count. So you can see the beautiful range of colours. The linen just provides the sheen to the yarn. They're just gorgeous. I'd have to say I'm a bit partial to that colourway there. And then the other way that you can create a Cottolin yarn is by having two strands of, or one strand of linen and some strands of cotton. In this turn it's two strands of linen and a strand of cotton. And this is the Gist Yarn and Fibre duet. So you can see by looking closely, you can see the two different types of fibres that have been spun there in together. It creates a beautiful textured colour. But you just have a look at the ends, just see if I can get there closely enough and get into zoom. It's got two strands of the linen and one strand of the cotton coming through there. You can see again. So that's the Gist Yarn and Fibre Duet Cottolin. The cotton cards we do have available for the Cottolin in the Venne. So you can see all of the different ranges of colours. We do carry them all in stock. And the Maurice Brassard Cottolin. So I hope that has helped. As always, if you have any questions about anything that we're speaking about today, drop them in the comments below or send a message through to our website. We'd love to hear from you. Also, I'd love to hear what you'd like me to talk about or explain in the future. But thank you so much for watching and enjoy weaving with linen. Bye for now.